What's up guys, Madness here. I'm going to be doing a video tutorial on how to get to Umbra and how to kill him efficiently so you guys can all get those awesome dragon eyes that you've been looking for. So starting from spawn, you're going to head northeast, like so. So you get to the Varaxis portal. And you need to be level 65 to enter the portal, but if you're going to go try to take on Umbra, you better be like at least level 80 to 85 just to make the attempt. I understand that most people aren't looking to even fight Umbra until they have sufficient gear. Now after you go through the Varaxis portal, you're going to go north past all these golem fiends and golemite bats. So you get to this dungeon here. This dungeon requires you to be level 75, and once you enter, you're going to look to go north past these baby dragons, and beware of the baby dragons. They do a lot of damage and will burn you. So you see, look, I just got almost killed there because I made bad pathing. But you're gonna go over to the right path, that straight long path, and go straight north, and voila, you are here at Umbra. Now, Umbra is the only boss in the game that requires you to have some knowledge on how to create patterns to dodge attacks. Most other bosses in this game, if not all of them, are a potion mashing contest for the most part, with a few key mechanics. This boss is very different, and I'll get to the different phases in a second, as I will do a actual run through of this boss in a minute. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, and we're back, and it is my turn. And the first thing I do before I fight Umbra, before he even shows up, is if my scroll of vitality isn't up, I pop that because it's got a 10-minute timer, and it just I want to maximize my efficiency with my potions. I want them to do as much healing as possible in the event that I do start taking burn damage from Umbra. And before he actually shows up, I'll be popping 2 more scrolls, because they're the only scrolls I feel are necessary for this fight. The scroll of accuracy and the scroll of strength. But I will only pop those once he does show up to maximize their timing, because they are on a 2-minute timer. But they are pretty useful to get through the first and second phase fast, and that's what I'm all about, because to be honest with you, the second phase is the most annoying for me, just based on the pathing. So this is the first phase. You're just going to draw a box around his shadow, stutter stepping. So this is a stutter step. Basically, if you're on the PC, you're just pressing the key over and over again. You're not holding it down and going fast. You're just watching his fireballs, where they land. You want to kind of stay away because he's very slow right now. Okay, and you just keep drawing a box around him. That's all you have to do. Same goes for phone users, mobile users. Try to draw your box as best as you can. I know it's a little bit more difficult. Once he gets to the 5, once his health bar surpasses the 5, he's going to transition to phase 2, and you will be alerted to that with just like that. He'll shoot out a box of fire, and we're on to phase 2. Phase 2 always comes after his health bar surpasses the 5 in his 350 level name. So there's no set real way to do this. I've seen guys do it so many different ways. For phase 2, I really just make zigzags, big zigzag patterns around him. As long as I'm hitting him about 80% of the time, that's good enough for me. That's sufficient for what you want. And if you're experiencing lag, just remember just to keep going. If you don't see his fireballs fall, just know he is still shooting you. So if you are experiencing lag, or if he stops showing his fireball animations, because that has happened before, just keep moving, and you probably won't die until he starts the animations again. Now, phase 3 starts when he hits the V in his level name. When his health bar passes the V in level, he will commence phase 3, which is it is my favorite phase actually, but it's right now it's a I think that was like a 7 square fireball box that he makes, signaling phase 3. And all you're doing for phase 3 is you're making a snake pattern just like this. You go down and down, you trace the sea around, and you go down again, and you just do this over and over until he's dead. Don't worry about the damage output. Don't worry that you're wasting other people's time. Let them wait, they know the deal. If you get burned, just mash your flasks of life like that. And you will get burned randomly every once in a while. Like, you think your pathing is amazing, and then every once in a while, like, you'll just get randomly burned. So what I do the entire fight, even if I'm not using them, I'm still mashing my flasks of life, because you never know when the server might lag, or you might get hit and you just weren't paying attention. Let's say you're behind Umbra, you're on the top side where you can't really see your character. So I just mash them the whole time, and it actually helps me steady my hand. It gives me a little extra sense of comfort. You know, there's always a little bit of nervousness when fighting the Umbra fight. Not so much after you've killed him a few hundred times, but you know, definitely for the first 20 times you're gonna feel a little nervous still, and you're gonna die. He's gonna kill you because your pathing wasn't efficient, or you just weren't paying attention enough. But we're gonna touch on other stuff in a minute too, as far as this fight's concerned. First thing I want to talk about before I get into gearing for him is Umbra etiquette. There is a set etiquette, so to speak, when you come fight Umbra. Other players that have fought Umbra know this. It's a turn-based system because we all solo this boss, and you definitely want to adhere to that rule because it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You're going to be killing this boss so many times, and you're going to want to keep each world to around 2 to 3 players maximum. So if you come in and there's 3 or 4 players already here, even if they're not doing anything or moving, give other worlds a shot first before you actually come back and see if you can fight Umbra in heavily populated worlds. And wait your turn. That's a big one. Don't be a troll. Don't go fight Umbra when someone else is fighting him. It's a sloppy mess. You won't win. You're gonna die a few times just trying to get it, and the person who hit it first will get the drop this time around, because that's how the creators, Bart, chose to change the system. So it's not worth the time to have multiple people fight this boss, and it is frankly stupid and a real waste of time to pull that off. And we actually call that, it's called crashing Umbra. So if you see somebody in the chat ever say, this dude's crashing me, well, just know that's what's going on. He's fighting Umbra at the same time as another guy is. And it's really not cool, man. We all have been here. You're not gonna get that sweet dragon eye drop, you know, just because you fought Umbra, you know, one time faster than waiting your turn for an extra Umbra kill. And I think that's actually how it goes for drops, to touch on RNG. So say you're dueling Umbra, you're taking turns with one other guy, and nobody's getting any drops, and a third guy comes in and you're not paying attention, you're going to the bathroom or something, and he takes your turn. And when he takes your turn, he gets the dragon eye drop that we're all looking for, right? Well, I think it is, based on what the evidence I've seen in this game and the crazy drops that have happened in succession with different guys, I think it's really individualized to your own individual loot. So even if he took your Umbra, even if you were to fight that same Umbra, you probably wouldn't get the same loot that guy got. I think it's seriously individualized in that fashion. So don't hate on other players. If they do steal your spot, well, you know, people do those kinds of things. So don't get upset. Just, you know, take the next turn and then round robin it that way, and just keep the cycle going. Don't be a jerk. Don't start crashing it, because it's a waste of time, and you don't want to waste more time than you have to here, because you are going to kill this boss hundreds, if not thousands of times if you wish to attain the Umbral sets and the Umbral pet. Currently, I am, I think, around 150 kills. It's not a lot. I'm not claiming to have killed this boss, you know, a lot. I'm not claiming to be an expert on Umbra, even though I do have some skill at this boss fight. and I've only gotten one good Dragoneye drop, and that's saying something for 150 kills here. I think I got it on kill 57, and so that was a really great drop, and it actually gave me the funds necessary to get my Golemite gear and to be properly geared for this battle. Because before, and now I would like to touch on gearing, before I was using Phantom boots, Phantom legs, Phantom torso, a Deadrock helm, and a Phantom sword, and that was sufficient. That was just fine for doing these Umbra battles. Around 85, that was 85 to 89 is when I was using those items. Oh wow, I didn't put my ring on. That's interesting. Cool. Other things to note about gearing for Umbra. You're gonna want to keep some relics on you, damage relics, power, damage, accuracy. There's just the ones that I prefer to use. You can also use fire relics if you're worried about the fire damage and you're dying a lot with the fire damage. It will mitigate a little bit of that fire damage for you in case you're really worried about that. What is that? Knock that out later. Other things to note. For this fight, and I'm going to touch on Scrolls of Rebirth, and if you don't know what those are, you can buy them at spawn from the vendor for 5 shards each, and I really recommend you get these because they are extremely important for this particular boss and the drops provided at this boss. Essentially what it does is, read it, it will teleport you back here immediately if you die. And so why that's important is I actually ran into a guy and I taught him how to do the different phases of Umbra. He's brand new to Umbra and he did really well on phase 1 and 2, and he was working his way through phase 3. He got killed a few times on phase 3, but he was working through it like we all do the first time. And so we weren't sure when he was coming back because he had taken extra time, and apparently I guess he got killed at the baby dragons while coming up, but we were helping him kill the dragon for him just to get through the dragon so he could get his drops. And when we did that, he got a Dragoneye drop, and he did not have any Scrolls of Rebirth, and he missed the Dragoneye drop. So that's why if you have the means, please buy the Scrolls of Rebirth. They're extremely important. Especially when you're not paying attention at the end, and the fire will stick around, and it is still phase 3 fire around your loot drops. So I've seen plenty of people just run in and die trying to pick up their loot or not paying attention. So it's very important, especially if you're going to get that Dragoneye drop. It is not worth it to miss that drop, seriously, with how rare it is. And when you do get a Dragoneye drop, I'll also touch on this before I end the video. If you do get a Dragoneye drop and you do decide to sell it instead of create the Umbral gear, say you have Phantom gear and you want to upgrade to Golem, well, the Dragoneye will get you enough gold to get a full Golem set plus some. Like, it will make you very wealthy in this game. But my advice to you, if you're willing to sell it, hold it for a minute, because other players, they know the deal. They know you're excited and how rare the Dragoneye is, and they will try to exploit you. It's just a sad fact of life here. I mean, most of the players here are excellent, they're great people, but a select few will try to sucker you out of that Dragoneye and take advantage of that because they know you got excited and they know it's your first Dragoneye. They just do. So watch out for that. Make sure that the pricing for that Dragoneye is fair. Right now I think Dragoneye is going anywhere fairly for about 350 to 400 million as of today, and people are willing to pay more because they're getting desperate for those things. So you could even get 500, 600, 700 million for just one. Depends on how desperate the person is to get it and how rich they are. So really hold on to it, make the best of that sale. Anything else I can touch on for Umbra right now? Well, I'll show you one other fight just so you guys are more familiar. I'll commentate on that one. I don't know if I'll include it in the video. If not, it's not really a big deal. It's you get the point on the different phases. Anything else to note about Umbra? Etiquette is key. I'll just touch on that again. Etiquette is key. Don't be that guy that's like also running around somebody who's fighting Umbra, because that happens too. Don't be that guy that uses Umbra's fire and comes over here to the sideline and then kills the guys that have AFK'd after their Umbra fight is over. Just don't do those things, man. Be cool with the other people here and just wait your turn. It's really fun. It's exciting to be here. And just follow that etiquette. And the reason I say don't be that guy that runs around it, like, oh, that's not a big deal, you know, I'm not touching Umbra or anything. Well, you're still distracting people. And this is a very intense fight for a lot of new players. So just don't go doing that stuff. Like, I've seen people distract other seasoned players at this, and they get killed here. So just don't do it. Here's phase 1 again, just so you know. Just to get you guys familiar with the different phases one more time. You draw the big box around his shadow, like this, stutter stepping the whole time, right, until it gets to the 5-0. Now your pet's going to be standing in the middle, and Umbra will not move the entire time if you don't move too far away from Umbra. Now, I will, for the sake of this tutorial, when we get to phase 3, show you how to reset Umbra in case it's a really ugly fight and he does move for some reason. Say his enraged 7-block firebox, you're in a bad position when it hits, and you need to fix the Umbra positioning. Say he gets locked in a corner or something stupid, you know, because it happens. It just does. It's gonna happen. He will move to weird spots and it's hard to get him to come back. I will show you what to do so that you don't just get killed and have to reset that way. There's an easy way to reset Umbra without dying and without wasting too much time and other people's time. So I'll show you that too, just for the sake of the video. I'm being kind of lazy here, but I mean, I've killed this guy so many times, it's not a big deal. Just keep your zigzags going. I mean, you can choose any way you want. Some people like that little snake box motion, where they make a box and then they go in and out of the little box around him, like in phase 1, but I find that's really hit or miss as far as taking damage is concerned, because the flames and the dexterity of your fingers you're gonna take more damage that way. I've tried it, it's not for me. So I just make boxes like this, and it seemed to work out just fine for me this way. I mean, I hit him about 80% of the time, so it's pretty cool. Now he's about to hit phase 3 right now, right? And it's like, oh, Umbra, he's in a weird position. This is how you reset him, okay? You just come over here, and then you run all the way to that edge, and that's how you reset an Umbra without getting killed, so that you can take on his phase 3 with little incident. And then you just trace your C again. Don't worry if the box is a little messed up at first. You want to just create that nice zigzag pattern over and over again. Trace the C around it. You trace it once, and then you go in, out, trace your C. And that's really all there is to it, to this fight. And again, don't try to be Mr. Efficient. Just get the boss fight done in a safe way, because more people will get upset with you. They don't care so much about how efficient your pathing is over you dying because you went too fast and wasted more time. That's all it is. It's just being courteous to other people, making a nice decent box to show that you have the skill and your nerves aren't there anymore because you're a seasoned player. People will know when you're an experienced Umbra player just by the boxes you create in phase 3. And this is it, man. This is a very easy fight once you get the hang of it. My bird's in the background. And I like my bird, so he's allowed to talk. But just keep doing this until he's dead, and he will die eventually, especially with your gear being decent. It's just a matter of time. So, yeah. Down and down, over, down, down. See, I got burned there because I was being too fast and belligerent. One final thing, the common drops that he gets are pretty awesome as far as potions are concerned. I started here with 8,000 pots, and now I'm up to 17,000 meds. You won't get as many flasks of life, but pick up all your drops. You will get a sufficient amount of money, even if you don't get those great drops, and just keep at it. You're gonna get that Dragon Eye eventually. You're gonna get that Umbra Bet eventually. If you have any questions about anything Umbra related or Curse of Aros related, hit me up anytime. I'll be happy to give up some of my Umbra spots so that you can practice. Just show up, tell me you're new, and I'll let you use up my spots. It's not a big deal to me. We're gonna be here for quite a while anyway, so coming here and practicing with people that are actually pretty cool with letting you do so that you feel comfortable enough to do it, means more to me than actually getting my drops. So yeah, leave a comment if you like this video. Subscribe, hit the like button if that's your thing. And thank you very much. Again, my name is Madness.